of a dirt road on the outskirts of a cane farm town. Daddy built the house that we lived in. All I ever wanted was to get out.
Hi, I'm Beth Lucas, and I'm so pleased to be sharing a moment with Tracy and the Big D to talk about my new single, Hometown. I'm so proud of this song and the journey it's taken since I wrote it. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally available on all streaming platforms. You can also keep up to date with me on all my socials. Just search Beth Lucas Music and you'll find me. I took some time away from music, and when I came back, I decided to make the transition from my alternative background. And this was actually the first country song I ever wrote. In terms of song production, I was fortunate to get some time in the studio with Michael Moko. He took the song to the next level and arranged it so beautifully, really capturing the feel of the lyrics and translating that into the instrumental side of things. But before I got to the studio, when I sat down to write it, I thought, what's a topic that will resonate with a broad audience, but also stays true to me as an artist? And I decided to simply tell my story. My parents bought land just outside of Yandina on the Sunshine Coast in the early 80s and planted up a banana farm in the middle of sugarcane country. Dad built a little cottage at first, but then with the arrival of each new kid, there's 5 of us, he would extend the house. And then when I was 15, we ended up selling, and I can remember the exact moment Mum told me, "Oh, Dad sold the house today." And I just burst into tears. At that point, all I'd ever wanted was to get out of that small town environment, move somewhere less isolated, closer to my friends. And then when it did happen, I really just couldn't believe it. And now when I go back to Yandina, it's quite nostalgic for me, brings back a lot of good memories and some harder ones too. I fell in and out of love for the first time in that town, learnt to drive in that town. My first job was at the corner store with old friends who are no longer with us. And although the song is pretty specific to my story and experiences, I know that coming back to a center point in your life is a universal feeling, and I hope that the listeners can relate to that.